Alright guys, I've got some problems here. These are my Testo 550s. I've had them for about 2 years. I've been having problems with them. So I called Jim Bergman over at TruTech Tools and we got talking, and and I wanted something different, so I was asking his opinion about some new gauges, and we started looking at the 570s, I believe, and they're pretty expensive gauges. They're around $600, I think. So I was trying to do me a little bit of research to make sure that's what I wanted. And yesterday around 1-2 o'clock, I went on service calls. It just quit altogether. I really don't know what happened to them. These gauges, or these manifolds, are about 2 years old now. I've had them for 2 years. To tell you the truth, this is the first time I've ever had any problems with them. They've been great manifolds. I'll tell you what, I am a big Testo fan. I love Testo. But I had to get me, unfortunately I didn't have time to order any gauges. I had to get me a set. I wanted to go with something different. I talked to Jim about the Digicools. But I got thinking about it. Jim's alright with them. They've got one small issue that he doesn't really like about them, but they're strong gauges, they're good gauges, but I've got my personal reasons why I'm not going to use them. Basically, it's supported by Hvac talk. Them guys over there, I associate them with Hvac talk, and I just don't want to support anything like that right now. So that was out of the question. The 570s, I think that's what they were, the Testos, and they had the 557s. I was debating between the 557s and the 570s, but this thing went out all of a sudden totally, and I had to get me a new set of gauges. So let me show you what I got. Alright, that's what I ended up with. I went to several different supply houses. The only things that were available here, there's one shop had the Testo 550s. I've already got the 550s. I'm going to send them in and get them repaired under warranty. And I could get Revco, I think is what they were, REFCO, I think is what they were. I didn't like them at all. Or the field piece one. That's the only three options that I had. So, went with the S-Mans. Alright, this is what they look like in their homes. This is what they look like in their home. I've used it yesterday and today. I guess I ran about 14 service calls with them. And, they're big. You got to get used to them when you're used to working with the Testos. Gosh, they're twice as big as the Testos. But you know what? I kind of like them a little bit. Let me get it out of the case here and I'll get it fired up for y'all. So here they are. You got your on-off button here. Alright, and let me turn the backlight on so everybody can see. Pretty much, it basically tells you everything the Testos tell you. Your gauges are your pressures, evaporation temperatures, saturation temperatures. You push the round button, then you get your indoor wet bulb and the outdoor wet bulb, and you get your superheat, you get your subcool, you get your T1, T2, then it goes back to your saturation temperatures. The manifolds are pretty cool. The display's bigger for sure. You can read it a little easier than the Testos. I kind of like that a little bit. It does have a built-in vacuum gauge. I know half your feelings on that. I guess since I've got them, I'm going to go ahead and do a comparison. I want to I've got several different vacuum gauges that I can get. I'm going to borrow a couple. I've got an Hvac. Jim's hooked me up with a vacuum gauge that I'm going to show you from over at True Tech Tools. We've got the Sepcos. We've got a few different ones. So I'm going to see how these compare to that. That's going to be coming up soon. But it's got an alarm. You can set where you want your vacuum to go off, just like you could the Blue Vac. So we'll try that and we'll see what it does. Now I can tell you one thing that is pretty cool. Now, some of y'all find it useful, some of you may not. I don't know. It gives you your target superheat. Let me show you how that works real quick. I gotta get the accessories for it. Alright, in order to calculate your target superheat, you're gonna need this one that's got the sock over the thermometer. I mean, basically it's gonna get to your wet bulb, and you need one for your dry bulb. So here's how it's gonna basically work here. We're gonna unplug the clamps. Okay, so I've got the wet one over here, got the dry one over here. So this is going to measure dry bulb, this is going to measure wet bulb. So what we're going to do is we're going to scan this over here to where it says that wet bulb and dry bulb. We're going to press enter. This one's going to start blinking. Now what it's doing is just measuring the wet bulb in here. Let that stabilize out. And once it stabilizes out, we press enter again, which is stabilizing about 66 degrees. Alright, so we're going to hit it again, hit enter again. Now over here, we're going to go ahead and enter that because I won't pretend it's 82 degrees in here. Alright, then right here, it's going to give you your target superheat. So right now, if I was outside trying to charge my air conditioner, this is what I need to be shooting for. Then I would go to superheat and subcool. So I would add refrigerant. At this point I would add refrigerant to get this down to 17 degrees superheat. Something that's pretty cool. I like that. I guess it just eliminates that little superheat chart that you got to carry around. You go through here and you change through your refrigerants. You've got your pressure calibration and you got your test pressure calibration. I really haven't read up on that, so I don't know a whole lot about that right now. But you know, it's pretty cool gauges. I don't really have any problems with them. I don't dislike them at this point. These are standard. I'm sure you all know what them are. You're pretty familiar with them. Let me get this thing flipped around and I'll show you what the hook and everything looks like. Alright, so this is the back of it. It's got some instructions on it. You got some hooks that are, I don't know, it doesn't really sit in there, although I guess this little tip here is what locks it in there. They say that's supposed to fit into the screw hole. I don't know about that. I'll have to try it. But that looks pretty sturdy enough, I guess. I know one guy, Israel, I think it was Israel, had one of these and it broke off, so we'll have to see how sturdy these things are. I've got a set of yellow jackets on there. The knobs, you know, they're, I don't know, you know, they're a little small. I think I would have liked that kind of knob on there better. It's a little easier to grip. But it'll work. I think what would be one added feature for this that would be cool is to have a print option, because one here is going to have your target superheat and it's going to have pressures and your actual superheat and refrigerant. So that would be pretty cool to staple to my invoices. I am a nut for printouts. That was the one reason I was going to get that 570, and I still may get it yet. These were just I had to get these in a pinch. One of my local distributors here gave me a pretty good deal on these. So that's what I'm at right now. Alright, as far as the clamps go, let me set these down over here. They are in the field pieces. I guess these are just their standard clamps. They're really springy. The wire kind of goes up inside the handle like this. When you get in here, you don't see it. They're not quite like the Testos that, I mean, that's what you're going to see. It's not quite like that. But these are 2 years old. I haven't had a single issue with these. I had one of these that go out on me. They're like $50, but I've had, in the 2 years that I've had these Testos, one of these quit working. That's the only issue I've had. These clamps seem like they're going to be pretty cool. The wire, it's more of like a vinyl rubber type feel, and they're really springy. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of cumbersome, I guess, a little bit. I'll have to get used to that. I mean, it's just kind of cumbersome. The case, the cases that I've seen with these usually just have a blue, just kind of covers the head unit. This case, it's not bad. I mean, it's not Testo quality. I mean, this stuff, it's pretty thin. I actually thought the way it was cut out, when I first opened it, like, cool, I finally got a compartment. But it's not. It's just a big empty shell right here. You know, it's pretty cool. I don't know how long it'll last. I'm pretty good with my tools, so it should last. There's some leads there. It should last pretty good. I keep my C&Ds, keep my valve cores, keep me some tubing cutters. I don't know what these are in there for. That's all that's in there. And so when you're ready to park these things back, you know, I just slide my hoses back up in there, and bam, they're parked. They're back home. So I don't know. I'm gonna try them out for a while, see how I like them. May look at getting them 570s yet, but I'll give these a try. These are the field piece Sman 3s. Thanks.